This is James, and in this video I'd like to demonstrate the features of the Vendo Page Builder. When you enter the Page Builder, you'll be greeted by a no-code drag-and-drop UI with which you can customize your storefront. Starting with the top bar, you can select which page you'd like to work on. You can edit the theme of the website, in other words, global color and element settings. And you can change the fonts displayed on the storefront, whether it be a standard selection or a custom font. You can also switch between desktop and mobile views. Let's navigate back to the page sections to take a look at the home page. Starting from the top, we have the announcement bar. Here you can set a welcome message, advertise the latest promotion, or anything else you'd like to mention to your visitors. Next, we have the header. Similar to the announcement bar, this section is global across all pages and is one of the primary ways in which users can navigate through your product catalog. This is where you can add the logo for your website and whether to have the logo centered or left aligned. There are three block types to choose from when creating your header. Meganav with subcategories, which automatically populates that block with subcategories from the chosen category. Meganav, which allows you to manually select the categories, subcategories, collections, products, or links to include in that block. And links, which simply link to a specific page, whether it be a category, product, or anything else. In this case, we're mostly using Meganav with subcategories with featured collections added to make it more visual, and one link to the brand page, since this specific example is a marketplace. Please note that categories, subcategories, and collections are defined in the product tab of the admin dashboard, not in the page builder. Now let's take a look at page sections. There are a variety of ready-to-use page sections to choose from when creating your homepage. It's really up to you to choose which ones to use and in which order. In the left-hand column, you can see all the page sections that are being used on this particular page as they appear, and the sub-elements of each where applicable. You can add new page sections by scrolling down this column and clicking the Add Section button. Here you can see all the different page sections that you can add to a page. As you might have noticed already, hovering over each section in the left-hand column will center on that section in the preview. Clicking on the section will open up its settings. Depending on the page section or element that's been selected, the settings will be different, but in almost all cases, there will be both content settings and design settings. Content settings allow you to change things like images, links, or text in a given section, whereas design settings allow you to tweak colors, borders, alignment, and in some cases, the layout of a particular section. For sections that have multiple elements, you can choose whether or not to delete any of those particular elements, like the heading, text, or button. Now let's take a look at the sections featured on this homepage. First is the image with text section, which, as you might imagine, includes an image with some text, as well as a heading and a button. You can choose to have the image aligned to the right or to the left. The next section is a featured collections setting, which allows you to choose a curated selection of collections to showcase, including images that make it more visually appealing. Note that collection images are set in the Collections tab of the admin dashboard, not in the page builder. In this case, the section layout is set to condensed to take up less space at the cost of not including a description. If we switch to the default layout, we can see that the collection description is included and the images are expanded. Because of the width of the page builder preview, it only displays 2 columns. But if we look at the live preview, we can see how it would actually look on desktop. This new arrivals section is a single featured collection that lists products from one particular collection. You can easily swap out which collection is being shown here, And you can choose between a collage layout as shown here or a carousel as shown in this sales section. Similarly, you can create sections like this for categories as well. Next is the featured category section. It allows you to showcase a selection of categories and their images either in a grid format on desktop or carousel on mobile. You could theoretically add every single category and subcategory you define to the section, creating a huge grid, if you wanted to, of course. Again, please note that category images are set in the Taxonomies tab of the admin dashboard, not in the page builder. This section is a featured product. It allows you to give one particular product from your catalog the limelight, whether it be a bestseller, something you'd recommend to all customers, or perhaps even something that isn't selling so well. You can easily swap out which product is displayed here, and all of the product information here is pulled directly from the product in the backend. If you're running a marketplace or a multi-brand store, why not give those brands some visibility by adding a featured brand section? It allows you to display a curated selection of brands available on your website, along with their logos. You can choose to display their names if you like, and you can change the layout to an animated carousel that cycles through the featured brands. The last unique section featured on this homepage is an image banner. It allows you to upload a long image that covers the entire width of the screen, accompanied by some text and a button if desired. This can also work well in the hero section of the homepage, but in any case, they really help to improve the visual appeal of your storefront. There are a few sections that we haven't covered here, such as page titles, recommended products, related products, rich text, and videos, but I think they kind of speak for themselves. We will cover recommended products and related products later, however. Let's finish off the homepage by checking out the bottom of the page. The newsletter section kind of speaks for itself as well. It's a global section visible on all pages and allows you to collect customer emails. You could, for example, offer a discount for signing up, and whenever someone submits their email address, they'll be added to your customer database. Last but not least, there's the footer section. This is another global section and it lists important pages and links that can help users navigate the website or find out more information about your company. Similar to the header, you can add menu blocks that nest other links within and add your logo. All the links you see in this example are added by default when you create your store. However, it's your job to fill the footer with other links that your users might find important or useful. Before we take a look at some of the standard e-commerce pages, let's take a look at how you can add new pages. Simply click on the page selector in the top bar and add a new page. Give it a name and save. These pages can be very simple, for example, a text-only About Us page, or they could be incredibly feature-rich, making use of all the sections we saw on the homepage. Let's move on to category pages. They feature the full listing of products available in that particular category, along with filters and sort options, and the top of the page will typically feature the description and image that are associated with that category, if set in the backend. However, you're free to add and arrange any of the other page sections we covered previously if you'd like to make it more interesting. Collection pages are essentially the same as category pages, so we'll skip those for now. Product details pages follow an industry standard layout and include estimated delivery times by default. If the product has properties such as care guides, size guides, or nutritional information, they can also be presented in the drop-downs on the right-hand side. If the product is associated with a brand, then a brand story section can be displayed below the product to help the customer learn more about who they're buying from. Product pages also include recommended products and related products, although this isn't visible in the Page Builder preview as it depends on the user session. If you're running a marketplace or a multi-brand store, you can make use of the brand listing page. which shows an A to Z listing of all the brands available on your website. You're free to add different page sections to this page if, for example, you wanted to showcase some products from any particular brands or add some visuals. Similarly, marketplaces and multi-brand stores can make use of brand details pages, which can include some information about each brand, cover image, and their entire listing of products. Please note that brand descriptions and images are defined in the admin dashboard, not within the page builder. If you haven't guessed already, you can also add other page sections to this page if you'd like to mix things up a bit. That more or less covers all of the main features available out of the box in the Vendo Page Builder. If you have very custom front-end requirements that can't be achieved with the Page Builder, the code can be modified to fit your needs. Or, if you want to connect Vendo to a mobile app or a completely separate storefront application, you can use Vendo in a headless mode and make use of our extensive storefront API. Whatever your business needs, we've got you covered. Thanks.